What's up, Dolphins? Travis Wingfield here, the host of the Drive Time podcast, and I am joined by new Dolphins running back here, Chase Edmonds. Chase, what's up, man?
Trav, what's up, brother? I appreciate you having me.
We're happy to have you in here. You know, getting down to Miami for the first time here, how's it all feel? Is it hitting you yet?
It's starting to hit me now. Touring the facility, seeing the great facilities that Mr. Ross has put into here, I implemented it here, man. It's beautiful out here. Seeing the locker room, getting to meet the people, both yourself, upstairs, downstairs. It's starting to sink in now, so I'm getting very excited.
You told me about you want to do a TV career after your playing career. You pretty into that idea?
I'm pretty into that. Yeah, I got a little sauce with the TV, just a little bit.
Yeah, I can see it. It shows already. You got the aqua and orange popping there, looking good, looking sharp. So, you said that the building right here in Miami was great. Obviously, it's a brand new facility that's just awesome to work in every day. But besides that, what really attracted you to coming here to Miami and play with the Dolphins?
Yeah, so what really attracted me to was the unique opportunity to work with Coach Mike McDaniel, and I was told by a lot of former players, one, that they love him. That was the first thing for me. I feel like playing for a coach who respects his relationships with his players was very important for me, very paramount. And then obviously I heard he was a genius. I heard he's the real deal. He's a guru. I really like his zone scheme, run blocking. I like how he utilizes his backs. And to me, it felt like the perfect match to come here and also gel with Tua, who I felt like is someone that with my receiving ability, we could benefit off of each other as well.
So two questions there. One, how does the zone scheme kind of benefit your skill set?
So yeah, since my college days at Fordham now, I've been running on just zone scheme, and then coming into the NFL, playing under Cliff for 3 years, it's all zone scheme for us really is our primary run scheme. So I felt like with my skill set, I'm very comfortable in the zone format, especially outside zone, inside zone. And I felt like something that just correlates to my skill set is also kind of, seeing lanes develop, hitting the cutback, being able to stop and start very fast. That's what the zone scheme is all about, and that's what I feel like I do really well.
Yeah, I saw it on tape, man. It's fun to watch. You're explosive as hell. You talk about Tua there, too. What do you think you guys do well together that's going to mesh together here in Miami?
Well, I think the first thing I like about Tua is that he's very accurate. You can tell that he's intelligent, knows how to get on his reads, get off his reads. And I feel like with me, that's something that I need just on the check down purpose of if the ball's getting out quick, especially in our scheme that we're going to be doing. It tailors to my skill set of really catching the ball out the backfield, figuring out what I can do with it and help moving the chains.
Some of those choice routes, Texas routes, just take them off and go,
yes,
right?
Sir.
You mentioned Fordham, so I have a couple of Fordham trivia questions here for you.
I got you, I'm ready.
So do you know how many players have been drafted from Fordham?
Myself, John Skelton.
Yep.
How long back we going?
So this is like all time. I don't know the name. It was like in the 40s though. So I think you're.
I'm about to say that's probably with the blocks of granite. So I'm not gonna know that one, but I'm gonna say 3.
It is 3.
It is 3.
It is
okay,
3.
yeah.
Do you know who has the longest career among Fordham players who were drafted in the NFL?
I'm gonna go with the guy from the 40s.
It's Chase Edmonds.
It's Chase Edmonds
Chase
already?
Edmonds, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's huge.
So there you go, man.
Hey, but shout out to Nick Zakel. He's from Fordham. And he's a mid-round, late round prospect this year, so I got to give a shout out to my guy.
Make it 4.
Lineman. 4.
Make it 4.
Coming on 4.
Maybe
Pipeline.
come after your longevity as well,
yes,
too.
Sir.
So love to hear it. Love the shout out. So, when you got the agreement here with the Miami Dolphins, you tweeted about a kid from Fordham making it through that rookie deal now into your 5th season. You must take a lot of pride in coming from a university that hasn't produced a ton of NFL talent and now to be here in your 5th NFL season.
Yeah, just because for me, I've kind of always been the underdog. Coming out of high school, obviously, because I went to Fordham, didn't have a lot of offers, didn't have a lot of FBS offers. And it's just something that I always carried on my shoulder, a chip on my shoulder every single place I went to. And to be able to just kind of, I feel like in life, we get caught up in whether it's your profession, my profession of trying to be the ultimate, trying to get to that goal. Everyone wants to be at the best of what they do. But sometimes I feel like people don't take the time to zoom out. And what I mean by zoom out is just zoom out of where you're at in your life right now and look at how far you've come, look at where you want to go to, and just appreciate, the journey. I was just talking to Coach E about it. It's all about the journey, man. So for me, I appreciate that part of my life, that journey that really kind of molded me into the man that I am right now.
Coach, he has some great perspective. He'll
Yes,
give you there.
sir.
He's been around the block a little bit. He's
Yes,
got some
sir.
wisdom. He gives me some wisdom all the time. Tells me about being a father and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. So Chase, I'm a big fan of next gen stats. The player tracking they do, it tracks speed and everything. So you hit 15 miles per hour more than any other back in the NFL last year. Do you know that?
I did not know that, nah.
What role does speed play in your game?
So I'm not even a burner. Like I'm not no 4.3 guy, but I feel like what I do as well is I get from 0 to my top speed like that, in about 2-3 steps. I feel like I can generate enough quickness, velocity, and power to get to my top speed. And I think that's probably where that stat came from. I'm not gonna hit no 23 miles per hour like my guy Raheem,
Yeah.
but if we talking 0 to 20, I can get there pretty quickly. So I feel like that's something that I just kind of continue to learn and utilize in my skill set as a professional football player. But it's also something that I think can obviously make me distinct and make me unique.
Yeah, we had Keon Cross in here talking about his speed. He was saying he can go up against anybody in the long game. So maybe some races out there on practice, but I don't know. We'll see. But you mentioned the passing game earlier, and 130 targets the last 2 years. Why is it so important for a back to be involved in the passing game?
Truth be told, if you guys can see, they devalue running backs quite a bit now in the NFL now. So I feel like if we all can run the ball, we all probably can't catch the ball. So I just feel like I want to go to teams in Miami this year. Obviously, just showcasing that when in doubt, man, I can run routes just as good as your receiver 4, and I'll take that to the table anywhere I go. So I feel like anything you can do, more is better. More is always better. So I'm just trying to find a way to utilize, whether it's pass pro, my knowledge of assignments, my quarterback trusting my hands out the backfield, anything to make this team better, I'm willing to do.
That's definitely a theme here at the Miami Dolphins. Your new teammate Alec Ingle was talking about the multiple roles he likes to fulfill on the roster as well. So by that same token, no sacks allowed the last 3 years, just 3 quarterback hits allowed in that time. What's the mindset required to be a good pass protector?
The willingness to do it. I think in pass pro, obviously the running back is usually always at a disadvantage unless you're like Derrick Henry and you're bigger than the linebacker. Right. But so it's never a fair fight for us. But I feel like if you go into that fight willing to fight, man, and I used to have a saying with K1 that I'm going to bring right here with Tua is I'm going to die in that pocket with you, bro. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that you don't get hit or you don't get sacked. Whether that's getting ran over and dying slow, if that's what I got to do, that's the part, about the job. But also another thing with that, I just think it's really about the intelligence and knowing who you have to block, knowing your assignment. And that's something I take pride in. I take pride in knowing my assignment always and making sure there's no mental errors on my part.
So you mentioned the TV career, the post-playing career.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you know this, but you just nailed my transition to the next topic here because you mentioned K1, Kyler Murray. Yeah. On Twitter, after you agreed with the Dolphins, he said the Dolphins are getting a dog in Chase Edmonds. Did you see that tweet? And can you expand upon what he means?
I mean, in today's language, I guess getting a dog means you're getting somebody good, somebody that's going to help your team, be a better team. And K1, he's my brother forever, man. I talked to him when I knew I was going to probably be moving on. But again, I feel like the relationship with your quarterback from your running back is, it's top tier, man. He's got to be able to trust that guy next to him in that pocket. And if you look at our games, anytime you see our heads looking at each other, we talking about something, whether it's the play, the assignment, what he want me to do, what I want to do. But communication is always key, and that's something that I'm going to bring here with Tua. And just, him growing and me growing is us growing. So it's a win-win situation for everybody, and just finding ways to really mesh together, finding ways to become a better football team fast.
That's great stuff. You talk a lot about the football here, but I want to get your kind of off the field perspective. So we talk about Miami. It's a rich area in terms of culture, food. There's tons to do down here. What are you most excited about doing away from the football field here in South Florida for the first time?
So, man, really just I guess getting to know the city of Miami. And like you said, it's a great city filled with so much culture. And I feel like when you're a tourist of Miami, you don't ever experience that culture because most people just come down here to party and whatever. But for me, just really trying to get that experience of getting that culture. And I want to get my Spanish game up. Yes. By the end of my year 1 in Miami, I want to be halfway to bilingual. So that's something I'm really going to actually try to hone in on.
We're going to check in on you on that. For
real. Like one day y'all interview, give me an interview, ask me a couple questions in Spanish. Let me see what I can do.
It's not going to be me because I got to come along with you, but maybe we'll get there at one point.
Yes, sir.
Chase Edmonds, Drive Time Podcast, Travis Wingfield, thanks for your time today. You want to help us sign off?
Hey, man, we signing off. Chase Edmonds here. Fins up. I hope I did it right. I got to learn with it. I'm going to get with it. Add a couple sauce to it, but I appreciate y'all for having me.
Chase Edmonds, thanks a lot, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate your time.
Appreciate you, Trav.
Good stuff.